No, that's a song I haven't heard in a long time. A long time. Okay, so the news is that the Manderville weapon progression that we're going to get will most likely remain the same. So Yoshi P did an interview on patch 6.4, which is upcoming. And in it, he was asked about the Manderville weapon, which is, if you don't know, that's the Relic weapon journey for this expansion. Every expansion for Final Fantasy XIV has its own Relic weapon journey. It's meant to be something that you can grind out, work on slowly over the course of an expansion. It's supposed to keep you busy for a little while. Okay. It's one of these things that's supposed to give you a thing to do in the patch season of an expansion, right? Well, he said, they asked him, Manderville weapon has progressed in the form of consuming alien tomestones and exchanging necessary items in both stages so far. So basically, the last stages of the upgrade so far have just been, hey, nice weapon you got there, give us like 1,000 tomestones and we'll upgrade it. And you turn in 1,000 tomestones, which is not hard to get. You probably already have it on you, which I did. And then you're done. Okay. So pretty much the opposite of the way the Relic was in the past. So they asked, will patch 6.45 follow the same flow, or will it be a new process? Because every time that this has happened, people have been like, oh, it's just like this for this time, but next time it's going to be more to do. But it's just that it's for this time only, that it's only tombstone exchange. But in the future, there's going to be a whole song and dance to it. But this has been a copium, and now we can see it actually has been a pretty big copium. Yoshi said in response, I don't really want to say this is what needs to be collected before the implementation. So let me refrain from talking about it. So he doesn't want to say exactly what the quest is, right? Because people will just get it. However, in terms of the flow, the intention this time is for players to be able to upgrade the weapon while playing various contents at the same time. So please be assured, there will be no major changes. Basically, yes. Basically saying yes is going to be the same shit as the last couple times. Yeah. So, because of this revelation, people have been malding about it. And I honestly think that it's fair. Because of what the Relic weapon is... What the Relic weapon was for, like the purpose of it, I thought was to give casual players a way to get a good weapon over time if they invest time into it. Like the things that it asks you to do was never meant to be that hard. But it was meant to be a thing to do, to work on casually throughout an expansion's life. And then at the end of the day, right before the next expansion comes out, you actually have a very good weapon, right? And you feel like you put time into it, you got rewarded for it. That's the whole thing it's been about. And now if every single time it's just going to be, oh, hello, I'll just buy the upgrade with tomestones. It's kind of, it's bad. I think it's bad. I think it's worse. Because to me, it's like, what is the point of this? What is the point of this relic? What's the point of it? Is it supposed to feel like something you achieve, something you work for over time? Because getting these tomestones is not hard. It's not like it's not even like the NPC is saying, bring me 1 million tomestones. I think if he did, people might feel a little differently, but no. Because both times that I went to go turn it in, I had the tomestones on me already, just because it was extra. It's like pocket change number of tomestones. Okay, anyways. It's not going to be the same. It'll be 1,500 casualty instead of 1,500 astronomy. they might as well not even have relic weapons at this point. Yeah, it's like, what? I don't understand what the purpose of it is anymore. Is it that you said they really messed up by not making a Eureka / Baja in Endwalker? I kind of agree, because the lack of that is definitely felt in Endwalker, but I think that what they really messed up with was not only not making one of those for Endwalker, but not putting anything that would take its place. Because I remember at the start of the expansion when they announced we're not getting another big exploration zone like Baja in this expansion. Everyone's like, oh, well, that's fine, because probably the relic weapon is going to be really crazy. And that's going to be the thing that keeps people super busy. So I guess they'll have to be creative about how we get the shit for the relic weapon, because we don't have the zones. I would have never guessed that instead, like, because not only do they remove Baja, remove Zador, remove Eureka, that they would just be like, okay, well, it's almost like they... I can't really wrap my head around the logic for it. The only thing I can think of with the plan for it is that maybe they're deliberately going into a new direction that is focusing on story for the relic. Maybe they want people just to care about the relic story, and that's the reason you would do it. I guess. But that doesn't really... I feel like that's not enough. You said vanilla Relic was a horrible grind, and each relic has been subsequently easier, which is okay, because the original hard relic weapon quest content still exists. I'm not saying it needs to be a horrible grind, but I feel like basically it should be asking you to do some stuff that after doing it you felt like, okay, I earned that. You shouldn't feel like this was miserable, I can't wait to be done. You should feel like, well, I put a little effort in and it wasn't too bad, and now I have this great weapon. That's how you should feel, right? Someone made a tweet about this, a series of tweets about this, saying, literally, it's, oh god, it's Ranor. Literally, I'm already seeing people do the play other games take about content that isn't even out yet for FFXIV. I'm sorry, but if your stance on people being annoyed by the potential of a third identical relic step is play other games, you really need to get a grip. I mean, honestly, I completely agree with this. I completely agree, because a lot of times people say play other games, and it feels like a cop-out to not discuss things that could be improved with FFXIV as it stands. I do understand why people say it. Why people say, just go play other games. Don't worry about this relic set being nothing to do again. Because it's good that you have nothing to do in FFXIV, because it means that you can just freely play other games and you won't feel pressured. But I feel like there's a huge gulf. There's a huge gulf between a game that literally asks you not to do anything, to the point that you might even think to yourself, well, shit, maybe I'll just play with the next expansion. Like, why should I even come for an incremental patch? Maybe I'll come for the next major content patch. Or maybe I'll even wait till the next whole expansion comes. Or maybe I'll wait 2 or 3 patches from now, which would be fine if it wasn't an MMO. The MMO, you want lots of people to be wanting to be in there, because it's a game where I thought you might want to work together with other people to do stuff besides go to nightclubs. And so there's a difference between that, asking so little of the player that they feel like there's no need to log in right now at all, and what we're used to seeing in MMOs, which is on the complete other side of this extreme, which is usually trying to hog up all of your time and put so much pressure on you that you feel like you got chores and it's a job and you have to do this, and that sucks as well. Like, why does it have to be one or the other? He said, do you just, like, not want people to play FFXIV? Do you not want people to be excited about the game? It's pretty obvious to me that you don't like the game that much, because clearly you're allergic to the idea of people wanting to play the game. Bro, this shit tilts me. It is frustrating. It is frustrating. I literally do nothing but play other games right now. Having someone be like, go play another game, when I'm disappointed that FFXIV seems like it's going to continue to not offer me anything of substance, is the literal least useful thing you could set. Almost everyone I know is playing other games right now. Which is fine. It's okay. Like, again, every time I talk about this, I feel like we have people who want to see it as black or white. They want to see it as one or the other. They want to see it as, oh, well, don't you want FFXIV to give you the free time to play other games? Or, oh, but do you want FFXIV to take up all your time and be a treadmill of bullshit? No. What we want is there to be at least something like what the Relic weapon kind of used to be, which was, oh, well, that's a thing that I could start working on now, and by the end, I'll have something great. I'll have achieved something. I'll look forward to working on it. It's the thing that MMOs offer you, which is like fantasy work. I do feel like they need to step up content for those players that are mid-core. Ideally, variants could have been that, but they weren't. We thought variants or criterion would be that, but it wasn't. I thought PvP would be that, but they're still not moderating PvP the way that they need to. They're still cheating. They're still the same shit there always has been in PvP. I thought that maybe even Island Sanctuary would be that, but that's not it either. You really don't need to keep coming back to it time after time. It feels like they're afraid to take risks. They're afraid to change things too much. And I feel like a lot of these systems that they had in mind for Endwalker that would keep people coming back and like keep the hype train rolling all the time between major patches, a lot of them have felt like half measures, like not going the full distance of providing something that would keep people, I guess that would put pressure on people to log in. This is a thing they're terrified to do. This is a thing they do not want to put in the game at all. At all. And I'm not saying that the game needs to be FOMO or it needs to have situations where like people feel like they're really missing out if they don't log in right now. But damn, something. You said, I honestly feel this is only a problem for FFXIV content creators and people who know life the game since the beginning. I played a lot for like 5 years and still have a bunch of content I haven't done. That's possibly true. That's possibly true. Because if you're a newer player and maybe you haven't even finished the story, or there's a tons of like huge pieces of content that you haven't touched at all, you're gonna be good to go. You're gonna be fine, really. It's gonna seem like less of an issue. A lot of times when people bring up problems or things that could be improved and make the game more exciting year-round, they're told, oh, well, just go play other games. Oh, don't worry, there's not enough to do in the Relic quest because you can just go play other games. And I feel like it's a cop-out and it sucks because it means, okay, well, we're just not going to talk about it. I guess it's fine. You know? All right? I mean, I am doing that, but okay, that's it's not really helpful. So yeah, it's just actually it's really feeling this argument. I just want to have something to do in the game. And then new players will hear this and think, well, I have plenty to do. And that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad for you. But one day you might reach a point like I have in the past year where I pretty much did it. I did all the stuff. Yeah, you said actually in the case of Genshin goes on the other extreme with FOMO, which is horrible. My biggest complaint with Genshin is actually the FOMO with the events. Where they are way on the other extreme with, well, here's this absolutely incredible event. It's got incredible cutscenes in it. You're going to learn about the characters. It's fully voice acted. It's going to be a fucking incredible experience for you. And then it's gone. Never to be seen again. So if you weren't there, you completely missed out. That sucks. That's horrible. It's a complete other huge problem. That's why I'm saying, like, you need maybe not go too far in either way. So I would be happier to see Square Enix try lots of new things to keep people engaged between patches without putting too much pressure on them. And like have some bad ideas that didn't work, then not try. Or play it so safe that it just doesn't solve the problem at all. Like, probably the last time I saw them do something really fucking experimental and crazy was in Heaven's Ward, when they made Diadem, and it was a shit show. Okay, it was an absolute free-for-all where the original Diadem was this islands in the sky, where there were dinosaurs around, and you would go there as a massive group of people. Like, it felt like there was 100 people there, and random BIS gear would drop. Like, gear would drop and it would roll random stats, and sometimes it could roll for a BIS stat, which was insane. It was a horrible idea. It was horrible. People hated it because we're like, what the fuck? You want us to farm dinosaurs for the 0.1% chance of a BIS item? Was this World of Warcraft? This sucks, right? And that was a bad idea. It was a bad idea, but it was still a great experiment. And I respect that they did it. I respect that they tried it because it was crazy. And I want to see more things like that they try out. Maybe learning from mistakes made in the past. And just like something completely off the wall that doesn't really go along with the way things worked before. Maybe mess around with optimization a little bit. Maybe try something like horizontal progression. Maybe some kind of mastery system where, for example, with Criterion Dungeon, maybe the more often you go through there, the more you could have some kind of skill tree for a Criterion Dungeon that you could build up, right? Or maybe like weekly rewards for doing Criterion Dungeon or some shit like that. I don't know, but some new things like that, new ideas, crazy ideas. Just try stuff out and not just play it so safe that we're like, oh well,